Hey everyone, this is Living Well with Thomas. I am pleased to announce this brand new brand of beer that I just discovered that just came out, and that brand is called Brain Dead's Brew. You may be wondering, well, how did they come up with the name Brain Dead's Brew? Well, the founders of Brain Dead's Brew do not actually drink alcohol themselves. One of the founders is quoted as saying, "The brand name comes from us doing our best to find the best words to describe people who consume alcohol." So then we took those words and incorporated them into the name of the company, as we figured the typical alcohol consumer would be happy with the thought of purchasing their alcohol from someone just like them. And just like that, Brain Dead's Brew was born. And what makes Brain Dead's Brew so special is that it gets the mentality of the beer and alcohol consumer. They do their best to come up with great flavor names and commercials so their drinkers can be proud to drink their Brain Dead's Brew. Some of the examples of the creative names of the brews are Low Life Livin', Follow the Crowd, I'm Insecure and I Can't Get Up, Degenerate Days, and Cheap Thrills. For their first TV commercial, Brain Dead's Brew came out swinging. The commercial shows an enormous steroid-using male bodybuilder in a monster truck speeding down the interstate with multiple cop cars chasing behind him. The camera then zooms in on the monster truck speedometer, which shows our hero's speed of 145 miles per hour. He successfully outruns the cops and shows up to a suburban neighborhood barbecue. When he gets out of his monster truck, all of the women who were there, even the ones who were with other guys, they drop everything they're doing and come and embrace our monster truck hero. Our hero then gets a bunch of high fives from other bodybuilders who are at the barbecue, and then the commercial ends with our hero leaving the get-together at the end of the night with multiple women accompanying him in his monster truck. All of this followed by the Brain Dead's Brew logo fading onto the screen during the drive-away scene. Their next commercial features a man in a suit getting ready in the morning for his office job. He refers to a magazine to figure out his next steps. The magazine reads, "How to dress so your boss will like you." After putting down the magazine, he proceeds to slick his hair all the way back and flat down. Then he puts on a watch, raises his wrist to check the time, then lowers his wrist back down and looks into the distance. On his way out of the door, he reaches into his fridge and grabs 2 tall cans of Brain Dead's Brew. He gets to the office building where there are multiple people at the secretary of the CEO's desk waiting to speak with the CEO. The man shows up with a Brain Dead's Brew can in each hand, and his co-workers look in amazement. The secretary then immediately shows him to the office of the CEO. He walks into the office and offers the CEO one of the cans. The two talk and laugh, and the CEO pats the man on the back. Then the Brain Dead's Brew logo fades onto the screen, overlaying the man and his CEO talking to end the commercial. And for their most recent commercial, it starts off showing a slow motion shot of a sunglasses wearing woman with lip injections and breast and glute implants walking through a grocery store. Ultra cool music is playing, and she is carrying a 6-pack of Brain Dead's Brew. The commercial breaks periodically from focusing on the main woman to show shots of the other women in the store who clearly envy her. The screen then fades to black as the music still plays and the Brain Dead's Brew logo appears on the screen to end the commercial. And with commercials like those, it is completely clear that Brain Dead's Brew really has its finger on the pulse of the typical alcohol drinker. One of the founders is quoted as saying, "We know how important an ultra cool image is to alcohol drinkers, and they will do anything to have the approval of other people. As long as we show in our commercials that we get them, then we have them hooked for life to spend their money on our brews. The last thing we'd ever want is for them to stop drinking, because then they would no longer be brain dead. We need to keep encouraging it and encouraging it," unquote. And finally, as you can see here, I have my Brain Dead's brew poured into 3 different types of glasses. They do sell their brews by gallon full, so if you decide to buy a large amount like that, they have you covered. So I bought a gallon to show you guys 3 different ways one could drink the Brain Dead's brew if you went that route of buying a gallon. First, I have this typical Pilsner glass, and next a glass with a handle if you feel like that would suit you best. And finally, got this bowl over here if you prefer to drink your Brain Dead's brew like an animal would. Or you could just hold the bowl up to your mouth with both hands and sip from there. Brain Dead's brew understands that alcohol drinkers have lower levels of brain activity than their non-alcohol drinking peers. They offer the gallon size so the alcohol drinker can pour their Brain Dead's brew into whatever container they are comfortable handling, and that is so that they don't have to worry about spilling all over themselves and making a mess. They also do sell bibs on their website and some of their retail partners' locations. Just another way Brain Dead's brew is always looking out for the particular needs of the alcohol drinker. And that about wraps it up for this one, guys. I hope you all enjoyed learning about the new beer brand for beer drinkers, Brain Dead's brew. They really do get the mentality and needs of the typical alcohol drinker. And as always, if you are interested in more ways to improve your life, be sure to check out my other videos and stay tuned for the next one. So for now, this has been Living Well with Thomas, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.